I'm going to cut straight to the chase. If you aren't in my Discord server, you're missing out severely. The best alpha in crypto takes place within these channels, including coin discussions, market analysis, degen behavior, and more. It's completely free and I look forward to speaking with you inside. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all doing good. A week ago, I was saying thank you for 3k subs, and 7 days later, we've hit 4,000 on this channel. It's been a pretty crazy week, so thank you all so much for the ongoing support. It really does mean a lot to me. In today's video, I want to cover a few different topics. First, I want to discuss the double top theory, which could be taking place in the markets, as seen in previous cycles. I also want to speak on the relevance of Ethereum and what this means for our coins. I'll mention some indicators to keep an eye on which can help us gauge where we are in the cycle and when a good time to take profits is. And finally, I want to speak on specific coins, what you should hold and what you shouldn't hold. Remember, this is entirely just my opinion, having been in this space for 5 years. And whilst I am a financial advisor in real life, please understand that nothing in this video is financial advice. So where are we right now in the markets? As we all know, Bitcoin crossed the 100k mark finally. This of course was massive news as expected, but remember, it's all psychological. There's pretty much no difference between a Bitcoin worth 99,500 or one worth 100,000. But look, publicity increased, more eyes on the space, more capital inflow, all of that good stuff. So I want to re-emphasize my opinion on where we are in the markets and where I believe that we are headed. Earlier this year, I gave my theory on what I expect from this cycle, and I cited that we could see a double top scenario take place, very similar to 2021, and my opinion hasn't changed. For those who are unfamiliar, very simply what I mean by double top is the fact that Bitcoin topped significantly twice in the previous bull cycle. Once here in April at around $63,000 before dropping 50% in a few months, and then again in November getting to 68,000. This is applicable to many of us that hold altcoins because this also led to the two alt seasons which took place. We had one just after the first top in May, then we cooled off all summer before exploding again in November in the final juiciest alt season. Why do I think this will happen again? Well, we know that history doesn't always repeat itself, but it often rhymes. We have followed the 4-year cycle relatively well so far, with a few outliers such as Bitcoin breaking its all-time high before the halving, but everything else, the election pump, macro conditions and other events seem to have been somewhat predictable. And if we can accurately predict events based on previous data, it goes to show that trends are being respected. So are we in the first alt season right now? I think so. I think it's just starting, and the next few weeks / couple months potentially will be very exciting in this space. Bitcoin breaking 100k, Trump's election, easing macro policy are all aligning for more capital being pumped into crypto. Whether Bitcoin has topped yet, I don't think so. I think it's still in its price discovery and could quite easily get to 110, 125k soon as retail, businesses, institutes, even governments feel the FOMO and begin to collect their bags. All except Germany, of course. But yeah, we've already seen altcoins moving up. Nothing like the alt season pump we're wanting, but they could just be stretching their legs before they decide to really get running. And that leads me on to what I think will be the starting pistol to get them off the mark. Ethereum. It's been mocked, bullied, slapped around all cycle. People calling it dead technology. The fees are still ridiculously high. It's slow. And it seems as though any of its competitors like Solana could quote unquote kill it any day now. However, this is still the daddy of altcoins whether you like it or not. And I think it's crucial for us to get mouthwatering gains on our coins. ETH still hasn't broken its all-time high and is around 20% off. It finally got above 4k lately, but for things to really get crazy, it needs to break its all-time high and go into price discovery, similar to what happened to Bitcoin in the last couple weeks. Don't forget how quickly things can move in crypto, and the same could happen to Ethereum. Right now it's 4k, in a week it could be 5k, then the week after it could start hitting 6, 7, 7.5. I'd like to personally see a realistic 7.5 to 10k ETH for this cycle. Whether that happens now or in 2025, I don't know, but that would be great. We need to see Ethereum's relative strength to Bitcoin increasing too. This is a great indicator of the flow of capital into altcoins. Remember the trickle-down theory? First Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then other alts, etc. We are around 4% right now, a nice 25% bounce from the lows. But if this can start pushing to 5% and beyond, then yeah, you're on your way to buying that Ferrari. Some people seem to be forgetting that we had an Ethereum ETF approved earlier in the year, and money is constantly getting pumped in. Take a look at these inflows, over $1.3 billion flowing into these asset managers. You really think Ethereum is not primed and set to begin rocketing up any second now? The same thing that happened to Bitcoin before it exploded is happening to Ethereum. Moving on to upcoming catalysts, the first key thing I can see is Trump's inauguration. We've already seen how bullish Trump and his team are on crypto, especially with the insinuation of a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the US. So long term, this isn't a worry. But if the 4-year cycle and double top theory takes place, we do need to see a dip in the markets at some point. This event could be a sell the news type thing, either side of his inauguration in January. We could dip beforehand, we could dip right after, but also, and again, I know this doesn't exactly help any analysis, but we could keep going up and not dip at all. In all honesty, I haven't made my mind up yet on what to expect. I'm still conducting market research and analysis, so make sure you're in my free Discord or following me on Twitter, as I'll probably give my opinion there first. But yeah, I'm throwing it out to the community. How do you think Trump's inauguration will play out? A dip either side, or will the markets remain unfazed? We all should know about Bitcoin dominance by now, Bitcoin's relative strength compared to the market as a whole. To be in alt season, we need to see Bitcoin dominance tanking, whilst its price remains relatively stable or even going up. This shows that money is flowing from Bitcoin into other coins. I don't want to mention this indicator in too much detail, but one which is often overlooked is USDT dominance. Similar concept, the dominance of Tether to the whole market cap. This indicator gives us an idea of how much capital is sidelined and when people are deploying their bags. Currently it's at around 4%, and if we take a look back at previous alt seasons, we can see that the value was below 3%. Ideally, I'd like to see us get closer and closer to 3% in the next few weeks. This means that there's still some way to go. Of course, this indicator has an issue. Tether isn't the only stablecoin. This doesn't take into account USDC or any others. So in terms of greater market reliability, it won't be the most accurate, but no indicator is perfect, and this can still be used to gauge sentiment. I'm sure we've all seen the coins which are in the headlines lately. The older coins, also called dino coins, have been pumping like crazy. Ripple, Stellar, even my favorite hold from last cycle, IOTA, decides to 4x in a month. I'm very happy for those who held these projects, didn't give up, and got their just rewards. You deserve it. But what I'm going to say now might piss a lot of you off. It's probably time to start investing elsewhere. Now, this doesn't apply to you if you are risk averse. Well, as risk averse as you can be whilst being in crypto. It doesn't apply to you if you are playing with significant capital, multi-6, maybe even 7 figures, etc. Or if you just have lower expectations. Maybe you only need a 2 or 3x or whatever. In this case, the dino coins aren't a bad shout, although wait for pullbacks or ones which haven't pumped lately. But for a lot of you, you may have smaller capital, maybe seeking more risk, higher returns. You need that 10x, 20x, even 50x to really start changing your life. And chances are you aren't going to get this by investing in any of these old coins. Try and seek either fresh, new projects or mid to low caps. Of course, the risk is higher, but if you are in a position where you need to take that risk, then you can't really complain. BitTensor is an example of this, a new project this cycle with the hot narrative of AI, and it hasn't had a significant run recently like the other blue chips have. With an incoming Coinbase listing potentially and more awareness, this could really start sending to 4 figures and beyond. Take a look at Casper too. It's been stagnant for a few months, but the tech and the community really stand out. Once this finds its catalyst again, I think you'll go into price discovery and really zoom off. If you're into meme coins, instead of looking at Doge and Shiba, take the chance on some new, fresh memes. Solana has been the meme chain of this cycle so far, and Bonk is an interesting play which could potentially 5 to 10x, given the fact that it is on major exchanges. Popcat as well, people are saying that this could be the cat coin cycle. Obviously, last cycle was centered around dogs, so if cat memes do well, Popcat presents a viable opportunity. I've got some other low cap, high risk, high reward meme coins too, but I don't want to mention them on this channel in case I'm accused of trying to pump and dump on my community or whatever, which will never be me. But discussions are ongoing in the Discord, so jump in. There are a few projects at the mid cap level which have caught my eye, and I have been discussing them for a while. Cubic I called at the $1,500 per billion range, saying that it's the best risk return coin in crypto at the time, and since then it has pulled a 3x. This is just the beginning. From this position, Cubic could well do another 10-20x. Any1 protocol, formerly known as Atoll protocol, I was saying any price below $1 is excellent, even as low as 70 cents. I'm a huge fan of this project, and it's a couple listings away from really blasting past $10. Gaming has been waking up a little lately, and it has the chance to make a serious comeback in 2025. If you believe in this sector, you have the chance right now to front run many people and get into projects with potential before they start to do the 5 to 10x's. A couple coins which stood out to me recently were Creo and Ancient 8. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail as I'll be planning a gaming tier list video soon, so subscribe if you'd be interested in seeing which projects can help you secure financial freedom. To sum it up, what I'm trying to say here is if you want the bigger gains, the generational levels of wealth, you have to be taking the bigger risk. If it were that easy, everyone would be doing it. Don't let people trick you into thinking it's a piece of cake. For those that need them, there will be 100x plays going on at micro cap levels, but it may be too difficult for me to make videos on them, but info will be going around in the Discord. Feel free to join once again. Aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.